So hello everyone. I am
Hello.
very excited to be able to introduce all of you to the rest of our CSJ community. Everyone, these are our newest members of the Associate Formation Online, and they want to introduce themselves to you. So, Sharon, tell us a bit about yourself.
My name is Sharon Hardy, and I actually belong to St. Therese Little Flower Catholic Church in Kansas City, Missouri. And we have quite a few nuns that are Sisters of St. Joseph that encouraged me to join. I also am executive treasurer with Journey to New Life here in Kansas City, Missouri, and I'm single. I have 3 children who are grown and been away from the home for a long time. I'm a retired executive director of audit at Citizens Bank and Trust. I've been in banking primarily all my life, and in audits, an internal auditor and a certified fraud examiner. But I thoroughly enjoy my church community. I've been there for over 42 years, and I currently chair our finance committee meeting. I've been in part of the choir for over 40 years. I've been a part of probably every ministry that's within our church, but I just have a love of God. I have a love of our parish community and the church as a whole, and certainly the Sisters of St. Joseph.
Thanks, Sharon. Thank you. Angie, tell us about yourself.
Okay, I'm Angie Vorholt Wilsey. I live in St. Louis, Missouri, and I work at Nazareth Living Center, which is a ministry of the Sisters of St. Joseph of Carondelet. We're celebrating our 150th anniversary this year. Work because I get to work among 90 to 100 CSJs who are residents. So I've had so much help and support from the CSJs as I decided finally to endeavor into association. I was told about the associate group probably 25 years ago, and I said, no, it's not time. It's not for me. It's not. And it is the right time, and I'm grateful for where I am. I'm director of spiritual care and mission integration, and get so much help from them every day doing all that all the time. So grateful to be here.
Thank you, Angie. Katie, who are you?
I'm Katie Lindgren. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Well, so it's funny, my journey. I was a St. Teresa's alumni, St. Teresa's Academy, that was founded by the Sisters of St. Joseph. There's some speaking to me there, through the years. I also have done grant writing in the past, among them St. Teresa's. And really the mission of the Sisters of St. Joseph of Carondelet has spoken to me. For some reason, I signed up for 3 a.m. adoration over the last couple of weeks, and that's just the mission that seems to really speak to me is love thy dear neighbor without distinction. I've got my dog right here. I've got 2 little kids and a husband. And over the last month, I've been really trying to discern what it is I do with my abilities and how to impact thy dear neighbor. And just recently took a position with the Kansas City, Kansas Community College, specifically working with the Technical and Career Center in order to help people to find careers that are meaningful for them, to find jobs that will pay, for families to be together. And one of the things that I'll be doing is helping with the Lansing Correctional Facility. So I'm going to be going out into prisons and helping in the prisons to ensure that the people who are going to be leaving prison have skill sets for better employment. So that's where I am, is figuring out how to love thy dear neighbor without distinction in many different avenues, with little kids and dogs and prisoners and education. And I'm so glad to be with you all.
Thanks, Katie. I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you.
Tanya, can you tell us about yourself?
Yes, hello everyone. I am so happy to be here as well. I go to St. Elizabeth, Mother of John the Baptist Parish. I've been there for 8 years, and when I joined, they were so welcoming, and they welcomed me into the organization of the Knights of Peter Claver, and I've been having a wonderful sisterhood with all those lovely ladies. And Lady Dempsey, Dorothy Dempsey, introduced me to the Sisters of St. Joseph, and that was a true blessing for me. Sometimes nuns visit our church, but they're not there all the time. And that's what I want. I love their presence. It's important to me, the power of presence that they're bringing, the light of Christ with them. So, and that's why I'm happy to be here, because I want my light to shine too. I've been at St. Mary's for 18 years here in St. Louis. That's where I live. And that's how I became Catholic as well. You know, taking care of nuns, and they teach me how to pray the rosary, you know, and I just love it, that power presence, and them encouraging me, teaching me things about Christ. And I try to do the same for others. Everybody doesn't know God, so I try to be a light of God to them that would encourage them to get to know God. So it's a blessing to be here to help me grow spiritually.
Thanks, Tanya. Romeo, we don't have a picture of you, but we sure have a phone. I'm just going to flip this up a little bit so you don't publish your phone number. There we go. Tell us about you.
Okay. I'm doing well. Thank you. Glad to be here with everyone. I am a parishioner of St. Mary's Star with the Sea in Chicago, Illinois. I've been a member for 17 years. I serve as the Eucharistic minister. I'm in the choir. I'm an usher. And most recently, I was approached last week to consider teaching CCD this year.
Wow.
So that's another surprise, but I'm not very too surprised, because in the back of my mind, the Spirit, I think, was working on me, because I had thought about it. And then I was approached by the director, so it was kind of like, I think the Spirit is asking me something. I've been affiliated with the Sisters of St. Joseph for over 50 years. I worked in one of their facilities in Chicago, St. Joseph's Croix de la Child Center, which was a treatment center for emotionally disturbed children and youth. I still continue to have a relationship with several sisters, even though the facility is no longer in existence. And then I moved on to teaching, and I was a special education teacher for several years after that. And I am looking forward to becoming more involved in this group and learning more about ways of serving the Lord, and just expanding my spiritual life, and hoping that God leads me in the right direction.
Thank you, Romeo.
Uh-huh.
Barbara.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
My name is Barbara Morrow, and I am also a member of St. Elizabeth, Mother of John the Baptist Catholic Church in St. Louis, Missouri. I have been a member probably over 30 years. I have who lives in San Francisco, California, really Berkeley, and she's currently working on her doctorate in public health of all things. I have always done a lot of volunteer work, a lot of service, I retired from a small university in St. Louis, Missouri, Harris-Stowe State University, the end of December. And I worked with young people. I was over the purchasing department, but I was so fortunate to be able to work with a lot of different young people who were furthering their education there. Since I have retired, unfortunately because of COVID, I haven't really been able to do as much volunteer work as I would love to do. I have done a couple of things, and I'm now looking at possibly working for the federal government, working with veterans. In fact, I have a job interview tomorrow, so hopefully everything will go well with that, so that I can work with them. I heard about the Sisters of St. Joseph a number of years from Dorothy Dempsey here in St. Louis, Missouri, and she talked to me a couple of times in the past about becoming an associate, but I always, at both of those times, I had just so much other stuff going on, and it just wasn't a good time for me at that point in time. But when I told her I was getting ready to retire, then she told me, this is a good time for you now, Barbara. And so I did decide to pursue it, and I am so happy because I just love what the sisters do. They are just so active and involved in the community, and I want to be active and involved in the community right along with them. I'm just happy to be here with you all. Thank you.
Happy to have you here too. And last but not least, we have our presenters today, 2 associates. Normally we try to have at least 1 associate and 1 sister, but we are blessed today with 2 associates, Patrick and Loretta Jendrasic from Indianapolis? Close enough?
Go ahead.
Yes, Fishers, just north of the city a little bit.
Cool. And we are so grateful. We know that. Tell us a little bit about how long you've been involved and what you've done.
Well, part of this is going to be as we do our presentation about our whole journey, but
That's true.
We've been involved with the CSJs I have since at least 1976. Loretta.
The same time.
The same
But
time.
in different states and cities.
But we're now in Fishers, Indiana. We have 2 sons and 2 daughter-in-laws. We have 2 grandchildren with our 1 son and daughter-in-law that are in Minneapolis. Our other son and daughter-in-law are in St. Louis. And if we get a text later on, it might be because we're waiting for a grandchild down there in St. Louis.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
So we get a text and we just shout or something. You don't know why.
Amen. Thanks for being here. All right. Well, thank you all for introducing yourselves to the community. And sorry it's a little bulky this way, but we did it. So thank you.